Hi guys, just wanted to do a video here for you, try to make this game a little bit easier. I got a text message today from an out-of-state friend, and he was frustrated, and I can understand his frustration. He told me he missed 2 does with his recurve at very close distance. And so I asked him, I said, "Are you aiming?" And he said, "Well, you know how I shoot. I look and I shoot." He said, "I don't understand it. I'm doing so good on 3D targets, but when I go hunting, I can't, I'm missing." I used to shoot like he shoots, and over time and repetition, you get very good at just looking and hitting where you want. But the problem that it comes is that you have good days and you have bad days. In my yard, there was always good days. I never had bad days, but out in the woods, I'd have good days and bad days. So watching the top scorers in this game, I realized an aiming system is definitely going to be beneficial so that you don't have those high and low good and bad days. So I asked him, I said, you still shooting split finger? He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, go out in the yard for me, put the point of your arrow," and it's not actually the point. When you're looking down the arrow, it's actually just the half moon of the top of the arrow. I said, "Put that right on the bottom dot of your target at 5 yards and shoot it 10 yards and 15. So he comes back, he sends me a picture. He's got a group of arrows just off to the side of the center line, but a good height. And that off to the side, that can be adjusted. I'll do another video on how to get that. You want to get your bow hitting down the center. You don't want it to be shooting off and have to aim off. So anyways, he's got a really nice group going there. I said, "Okay, go back out in the yard and I want you to shoot split finger. Same dot, run the same drill and tell me how it goes." So I get a text from him, a picture, and there's an arrow way up here. And the text says, "I'm looking out in the woods for my other arrows." So the reason that the 300 is so helpful in this situation is it's all about how the arrow's leaving the bow. The more it's leaving the bow like this, the farther below the target your point's going to be. And so the difference between here and up here is a big difference. The closer your point is to where you want to hit, the easier this game is. So we had gone over this probably a month ago, and he said, "Shooting 300 is uncomfortable. I don't like it." Well, if I told you you had to put your left shoe on first instead of your right shoe, you'd say, "Well, I don't like that, it's uncomfortable. I always put my right shoe on first," or whatever the case may be. But after time, you will get comfortable with that. Same with high anchors and low anchors. People say, "Oh, I don't like a high anchor." You'll get used to it, and it makes this game so much easier. So I told him, go out in your yard now and measure this distance here. So put your point of the arrow where you're aiming, and the group was right about here. So you mark that spot on your arrow. You go over to your 3D target and you put the center of where your group was, where you want to hit, and that shows you on the animal that point is where you need to aim. So if he puts his point right where it is now, he's going to hit the center of this. Now with his 300, he had arrows up here off the target. So you can imagine, he's going to, the sight picture that you're looking at, your mind has to be able to see that, and your mind sees that arrow. I know you don't see it. You don't see your nose either. If you look now, you'll see your nose. Your mind blanks out certain things. Your mind sees the point of that arrow when you're shooting. It's just a matter of if you consciously see it and see the distance or not. So your mind has to try to, the farther away you are from the center, your mind has to try to recreate that picture and put that point way up down here. Let's say I want to hit my nose. The point is way down here. Your mind's trying to paint that picture. Well, off a little bit here is really off up there. Versus if your point's here, your mind says, "Well, I know this is easy picture to paint and I'm at the right spot." So I told him, go out in your yard, put your point of your arrow right at the bottom of the 10 ring, because his grouping was relatively close. I said, put it at the bottom of the 10 ring and shoot your 3 arrows. He sends me a text back. He's got 3 arrows just a little low, but all right in there. I said, all right, now you know where it's hitting. You have to aim a little bit higher than the 10 ring. So he's ready to hunt now. He just switched to 3 under, did a few shots, and he's already got this figured out. So I know some things feel awkward to you guys, but you got to try them if you want to make this game easier. You can do it the easy way or the hard way. I adapt. I want to do it the easy way, so I figured this out. Now, over time and repetition, his mind will learn. He doesn't have to actually hold his point exactly where he wants to hit. His mind will learn that sight picture if he ingrains it, and he'll be able to pull up and shoot and not have to say, well, my point wasn't exactly right there where I wanted. He'll be able to just look, but his mind will be painting a picture, a sight picture, that's much easier to replicate each time. So give this a shot. Hopefully it gives you a little more confidence. I mean, I know he's confident now because he knows if my point ain't on the animal, I'm not ready to shoot yet. So he knows he's got to put that point up there and get close, and he'll be good to go. And the reason I told him, I said, you got to look at the crown of the arrow, not the tip of the arrow. And you really can't see that tip anyways with a high anchor. But when you put a broadhead on, you're going to see a bunch of stuff that doesn't look familiar to you. Focus on the insert or the very crown of the arrow there. Don't worry about the blades and the actual point of that, and you'll be good to hit what you're trying to aim at.